What's up everyone, it's Aaron Prinz, and in this video I am going to show you how you can use Paperclip to build a business for yourself on complete autopilot from development all the way to generating traffic and leads. Let's dive right in. So yesterday I was on X, and Miguel and I have been following each other for a while, and I saw his post about the one right here. I don't know what to build. And I was like, man, I personally have like an infinite treasure chest of ideas and things to build, and a specific methodology that I use to actually build stuff, both to scratch my own niche, or there are niches that I want to be in. And I was like, well, I can help Miguel out. So I sent him a message. We DM'd back and forth a little bit, told him a little bit about my process. And that was apparently very helpful for him. And I thought, well, why not do this in a video? So, as I said yesterday on my X, this is the new inspiration for the video, hopefully tomorrow, which is today, which is the video that you're watching right now. Before I move on, like, comment, subscribe, do all that cool YouTube stuff, please. That'll help me boost this video, and hopefully, you know, if it provides value for you, you'll be more than happy to do that for me. So before I really dive into the nitty-gritty stuff, I want to show you that I'm not talking smack here. Over the past few videos that I've recorded on Paperclip, I've been using my traffic exchange script as a sort of demo company that we've been following throughout the whole Paperclip journey. And as you can see here, in the past, let me see, what date is this? March 11th. It's April 1st today. This is not a joke. Since March 11th, I've had 318 impressions and 44 clicks with an average CTA of 13%, which to my knowledge is pretty good. And, this is highly targeted traffic. It's so highly targeted. I've anonymized the data, but if I go to my demo for the traffic exchange script, I actually see that the leads are coming in. I have not converted a lead yet, full disclosure, haven't made a sale yet, but I've also done hardly any manual work to get here, because Paperclip has been doing everything for me. So I want to take you with me on a little journey here, how I think and how I do this, how Traffic Exchange Script came to be in the first place, and then I want to show you how you can do this for yourself, so, you know, that you can actually replicate my process, hopefully in your niche. I hope you're not starting a traffic exchange script. Yeah, let me just dive into that. So there's a lot of history for me with the traffic exchange script stuff. It has been a constant factor for the past, I think, 8 years now, 10 years now in my business with me and my wife, Sharon. There was a little part of the traffic exchange scripts that were originally made, that I extracted, turned into its own thing, which was then sold to a customer. And I think I've made over, well over multiple six figures, with that specific other product, that I've been selling, which I've now turned into a WordPress plugin. So it went full circle, because my backbone is in WordPress. And at the time I had a domain name PHP trafficexchangescript.com, because trafficexchangescript.com was taken. And a couple months ago, I remember I was looking through the web, and this popped into my head. It's like, hey, I should check if that domain's available. And it was. I registered it, and it went into my domain pile. I mentioned it before in other videos. I have around 100, 150, 200 domain names, both for collection purposes, for fun. And also things like, I should do something with that. And Traffic Exchange Script was one of them. And I've actually, if we look at the GitHub here, in 675 commits, I've actually completely with AI using RALP loops. I've completed and created a working Traffic Exchange Script, which is what you're seeing the admin panel of, here now on screen, which is actually this. And this is now fully managed by Paperclip. Both the debugging, the end-to-end testing, releases, sales in term, again, haven't had any sales yet, but the SEO is being handled by, Paperclip. Basically everything, building backlinks. I'm actually planning another video to do, so subscribe. I'm actually planning to do another video to show how you can connect Paperclip to social media so that, right now we're doing blog posts with Paperclip, and it's directly publishing these on my, WordPress, for Traffic Exchange script. It can also do social media for us. So, but I'll get to that in another video. So, first of all, what I recommend you do is find something that's close to your heart, right? Something that you love, a hobby, something that you already have a little project and a little business in that ideally is already running, so that you can cross promote a little bit, and that you have an existing audience for what you're about to build. Then what I do is I hop on to a site called expireddomains.net. It's free. You create a free account. And this allows you to find, and search for expired domains. So if I look, for example, for traffic and it contains exchange, let's give that a second to load. It's going to go through its database and it's going to look for expired domain names. And it has none. So let's go here into search. Let's do traffic exchange, because I know there are some. Let's do a little bit better. Traffic exchange script. And this actually shows me all the domain names for the traffic exchange script that I could be registering, to find something in the niche that I want to be working in, right? And this could literally be anything. What I do sometimes too is I use the filters, the backlinks, the DP, I'm forgetting the domain pop, the number of backlinks from different domains. Ideally, you find a domain name that has some juice to it, right? That isn't completely blank. It has some backlinks. It has some domain pop. You can also search by the way back archive, and see what the way back archive has to offer on that domain name. Sometimes I fully restore the domain name just to have it catch up again, and then I start modifying it to do whatever I want it to do. But yeah, that is a process. You need to dig through here and find something that works for you, or you come up with something of your own, or you already have a domain name laying around, which is what I have. I have a little stockpile of things that I want to do, but just don't have the time to do. And I'm actually working on getting these in Paperclip as we speak. So the couple of the other companies that you see in here are actually that. And they're now being built and eventually will be run through Paperclip. So yeah, that is that. I hope that makes sense. Find a domain name for a project or product that actually matches you, your interests, and your audience. Why I'm mentioning your interests is because you want to do this for the long run, for the long haul. And if you find something that isn't close to your heart, you will likely give up, skip, or not do, not complete, not deliver, etc., etc. So, so once you've done that, again, in my case, I registered Traffic Exchange Script. I went to Claude. And I primarily use Claude currently in my business, so going back to Codex a little bit, but primarily Claude. And I have to do research. In this case, I did research on my competition. What functionality do they have? What features do they have? What prices do they have? And based on that, I had a PRD created, a product requirement document that actually maybe it is here, and this is not a public repo. So here we go. Here's the initial PRD. And that should be, it was last month, Traffic Exchange Script, self-hosted software, etc., etc. So this is my original PRD. I actually work in a doc file for context to where I have everything located. And once that is done, we can actually turn that into the product itself. What I do again is I use the RALP loop, which is a bash script where it creates a long list of tasks that sequentially follow each other. and basically it spawns a new Claude code in the terminal for every single task. It brings it up to speed on the project that it's working on, and then completes that task systematically, again, in order, where at the end of the line, you have around 80-90% of the work done. Then we use the dev browser skill to have it verify its own work, ensure that everything is working. Ryan Carson, who I follow a lot on this, says that even in every task it does, have it immediately check its own work using the dev browser if applicable, if possible. That'll save you some time at the end and improve the quality of output. But I found that if your PRD is good, and then if your follow-ups, the individual tasks are good enough, it'll actually complete that pretty accurately, again, to the point where it's like, 80-90%, depending again on the quality of your PRD and of the task list. Once that is done, and that's what happened with me with Traffic Exchange Script, once that was done, I actually went into Paperclip. That's when I found Paperclip. I was like, okay, so now I have this product. What do I do? And I tossed it into the Paperclip system, and it shows my monthly budget, which is interesting. If we look at the last 30 days, this is about what I've spent. Note, by the way, that this is on my Claude Code Max 20X subscription, so it's not like I paid this in API cost. Yeah, so it's the $200 or euro, 180 euro. I'm in the Netherlands, but something like that. I chucked it in here, and if we look at the issues, we go all the way back to March 6th. I created the heartbeat, the phase 1 documentation. So I already had the script done and working because of that RALP loop, because of the whole process I just described. Then I had it write the documentation. What I did in Claude before starting this, I had 3 or 4 HTML pages, which was a sales page, a blog page, a single blog post page, and a blog index page. Because the thing is that what I'm currently doing, and which is what my previous video is about, where I'm currently sort of getting stuck at, is I have Claude or Paperclip and Claude do what I do, but that of course eventually reaches a ceiling, right? I only know so much. I only do so much. But the key is obviously to push beyond that and have it actually do more, in order to grow my business to where, again, this runs fully automated. And I think I'm starting to see the results, especially when I looked at the traffic earlier in preparing for this video. I haven't checked in here in a while. And I checked, I was pleasantly surprised. Cause again, I think it's in the last, oh, there we go. The last 28 days, it shows more. How does that work? Anyways, this shows for me that the niche is still warm. And I get found on the right keywords. So again, this is highly targeted traffic for a pretty simple product. So now it's just a matter of fact of tweaking the sales page, tweaking the sales copy, generating more leads, following up with those leads. That's a marketing thing. And Paperclip can handle all of that for you with Claude, but it can handle all of that for you. It can help you with a chief marketing officer. It can help you, it can help you with a head of SEO. It can help you with a head of PR who's actually combining with the SEO guy to do the backlinks for me. So it's actually running the company end to end. Head of support is checking email support on a daily basis. And in the upcoming Publer video, I will show you how you can easily connect APIs. You don't need to modify Paperclip. You don't need plugins. Plugins are awesome, by the way, but you won't need plugins to do it. It's really, really simple, and hopefully you'll be there when I release that, because again, it'll open up a whole scala of things that you can do. So back to this, it defined the brand identity, and I made a grave mistake here. I was talking to a buddy yesterday too about this, and he actually had the same thing happen. I put in the heartbeat of the CEO, an empty queue is a bad queue, and it started pumping. Like, it understood what I meant, and it understood it so well that I am now stuck with 100 LinkedIn messages for Traffic Exchange Script that I will never publish. So that's something to keep in mind. Yes, you want it to keep working. Dota is working on the maximizer mode. I'm really curious to see what comes out of that. But it's really interesting. You want it to work for you the entire time. Like if it's not doing anything, you feel like, oh, I'm missing out. But you're not. You need to have a system in place where you're working towards a goal. And once the goal is reached, be realistic. It's reached. What's the next goal? And then you work with your CEO back and forth in order to get that working properly. So if we follow along here, the wireframe for the sales site, the lead magnet was created. The CMO came with the idea, and all of a sudden I know what lead magnets, right? But I didn't plan that out yet. It did it for me. Update yourself. Write the first few blog articles, and then it published all of the 3 articles. That's another big thing that you don't want to do. You don't want to crowd your site on the first day. It needs to manually be dripped out, so to speak, because Google otherwise instantly sees it as, oh, where's all of this content? Oh, that's AI. Bam. And you're marked as an AI site. So, post-purchase onboarding. So once people buy, they get an email follow-up series. I had it integrate with my email system. Both I'm emailing back and forth with the CEO, but I also have it connected to my actual marketing automation email system, to where leads are now coming in there in the list, and they're receiving follow-up emails as well. Write a support policy, because obviously when people start buying, so first I have the documentation written, and then I have support connect with my support center. So now it logs in there daily to see if there are customer emails, which are not there because I'm not having any customers yet. But once they are, they have access to the documentation, and they can actually aid and help customers on full autopilot for me. Team awareness, the agent roster. I highly recommend check the descriptions of this video, but my playbook is in there that talks about the agent roster so that they know of each other. And then it started building the WordPress homepage, started to do the social images. It started to do the lead magnet, and I went back and forth a little bit because I wanted it to look good. The quick buy or start guide, all of that stuff. I'm going to scroll up quickly, write the product hunt launch. This is where it went off script, and now it's bugging me on a daily basis via email. Why didn't you launch a product hunt yet? I'm like, yeah, this is not a product hunt type product. SEO content audit. It's doing emails to me, tone down the red, all sorts of stuff. So basically, it's taking the entire project from just the script with 3-4 HTML pages to a full-blown sales site that has WordPress installed, WooCommerce installed, full documentation that's online, and it now starts to index in Google, as you can see. And actually, I'm just literally waiting for sales to come in now, or someone reaching out via email in my support center, which I'm obviously monitoring like a hawk, to then see if Paperclip picks that up and answers any questions, because it should do that for me too, right? That's support. And once I see that happening, which I think, again, is just a couple of weeks away, then it's like fully hands off on the traffic exchange script, and it's just monitoring and seeing, nudging here and there and seeing how it grows. But I think that is, I hope this is a big eye opener for you guys, that you can easily, especially now with AI and with Paperclip and Claude and all that good stuff. All you need is a domain name, a product, a VPS, right? You give the Claude and the Paperclip access to your VPS, and it does everything for you from start to finish. There was one video on YouTube, or maybe already a couple, I'm not into that much, but of other creators using Paperclip and calling it unproductive and shitty and not that good. And I'm like, well, yeah, right. If you show Paperclip for the sake of showing Paperclip, then yes, it's not doing any good. If you install it and you don't have a purpose for it, it is not good, because what is good. If you have no use for installing Windows on your computer, then it's not going to be good, because it's not going to be doing anything for you because you're not doing anything with it, if that makes sense. So I found it quite hilarious to see that take from a so-called AI professional. Yeah, I've yet to see any real, well, there's a slop, right? Pulsia, which is fascinating to me too. I saw someone on Peter Level's X say, read it backwards, Pulsia, AI slop. And I was like, oh my God, how did someone come up with that? And actually got the domain name and actually started generating AI slop. And now everyone is into it and hearing about it. So yeah, Paperclip's doing really well as well. I believe it is at 30,000 stars. I forgot what Dota said, or 40,000? 43,000 stars. So if you haven't tried it yet, go to GitHub. All you need to do to run it, it's really straightforward. You copy this line, you open up your terminal, you run into your terminal, and then once it went through the onboarding, you can actually launch it in your browser. And you can start building your first company. It's really straightforward. And if you don't know, ask Claude to help you. If you run into issues, ask Claude to help you, because it will, it can, and it should. Really, that's what you have it for. Before I sign off, I want you guys to check out AI with Amit. I'm actually hopefully joining him later today in a little interview where I will be answering some of his questions, have a cool chit chat. I think it's going to be, laid back, relaxed, fireside stuff. Yeah, go check him out. He has some really good Paperclip content as well. Yeah, I am going to be monitoring my Search Console, and I'm going to see how much traffic this thing is going to pull in. And I will be one of the first to let you know, obviously, once this software makes a sale. I might have to tweak the pricing a little bit to make it more enticing for people, but that's for another video. Thank you for watching. Hope it helps. Hope it puts you on the trajectory, on the path of actually getting started. If you have any questions, leave a comment below. I'll be happy to answer anything or any questions that you might have. If you already have a company, you want to use Paperclip, but you don't know how, feel free to reach out to me on X, x.com/Aaron Prinz. Follow me, send me a message, and maybe I can help you with some consulting. Always available to answer your questions. That's it for today. Aaron Prinz checking out. Have a great rest of your week, and I will hopefully see you in the next video. Take care.